Good morning, class. In today's session, we will cover a few more concepts of this unit. Let's start with the first subheading that we have here, that is visibility into enterprise performance. So, when we talk about the business, it is obvious that we will try to improve the business by looking into the various departments or the various subsectors of that business. That is, all these subsectors and the departments should work in coordination. Now, one important thing that we have seen from the definition of BI is it is helping us to make a decision, and most of the time helping us to make the right decision at the right time. Now, how can we say that if we try to divide our business into, just say, these three levels that are given, that is strategic level, tactical level, and operational level. So they classify these decision making. That is how BI can help decision making at these three levels in the enterprise or in the organization. So what decisions are taken at the strategic level? Now, have a look at the diagram here. You can see that the strategic level is forming the topmost part of the pyramid, and you also have the reference with that is the long term needs. So basically, when we talk about an enterprise or the organization, strategic levels are those which are helping us to make decisions by considering the impact of these decisions in the long run. So if I have to make a decision, okay, so who are the people who are making a decision at the strategic level? These are going to be those people who are basically from the management side, because these are the people who will take decision which will affect the business in the long term, in the long run. So once in a while the decisions are made. It is not on a day-to-day basis here when we talk about the strategic level. So here decisions will be made for long terms, and such decisions usually affect the entire organization. So if we talk about the restaurant example that we took yesterday, so since one restaurant is opened, we assume that we have just opened a one single restaurant now. Now, if we talk about the decision at the strategic level for this particular restaurant, so we can think that we are planning now in the next 5 years. Okay, where can we put up another restaurant? So you see here the decision that is going to be taken for this will be affecting the entire organization again, and these are long term needs. If you plan to set up another restaurant also, it is not going to be very quick. You will have to think of various resources needed for that restaurant to set up at another place. So such decisions which will affect in the long term and which are taken in the long term, also which will affect the entire organization, which are usually taken by the management people, will be called as the strategic decisions, and they are long term decisions. The next one we have is the tactical level decisions. So here, these basically decisions, you can say that they are made more frequently when compared to the strategic type. Strategic type, you can say that if you consider the college, once in a while the general body meeting is taken, say once in 6 months, once in 3 months. So it is not frequency. The frequency that you see here depends on the organization, and it is very less when we talk about strategic level. But when we talk about the tactical level, the decisions are going to be made more frequently. So here the decisions that are taken will usually affect a single department, or say a single section or a single sector, a single unit of that organization. So if we talk about again the restaurant, okay, so if at all we have questions like how much discount should be given for the people who are coming on a holiday, like you have the restaurant with the lodge, so how much discount should be given? So if you see here, if I make this decision, which sector is getting affected? The sector here could be only the customers who are coming on a holiday mode. So such decisions can be taken frequently. So they can also think of which could be the right months in which they can apply these discounts. When is the holidaying season more? So such decisions are basically short term. That is, you say if I have to decide for this restaurant, it is basically seasonal. When is the holiday mode? When is the holiday season? So these are all very short term needs. The period could be just for 1 or 2 months. So those are called as tactical decisions. Then you have the last one, that is operational. So these operational level decisions are usually done on a day-to-day basis and they are done very much frequently. Now here also the impact could be restricted only to a single department or a single section. So these decisions, the operational ones, basically help you to carry out your day-to-day business, the day-to-day operations in your business. So if you talk about the restaurant again here, so what could be the operational level decisions? So you could think of what menu items you want to cancel for the current week based on the weather. If the restaurant also has, say, the ice cream section there, and the current weather that is going on is very winter season, very cold weather. So you can think of dropping the menu of the ice creams, and suddenly the next day the temperature rises up. That is, it is humid, lot of heat. So you can again decide on the next day to add up the ice cream in the menu there. So you can see such decisions are usually done on a day-to-day basis for the smooth functioning of the business. So these are the three types of decisions that BI can help you to take. Then coming after this, we have how did BI evolve? Okay, that is how it has improved over a period of time and what all technologies have come to help BI in this decision making. Now, the four points that I have covered here, I want you all to go through these 4 points I have written here in short. I want you all to come up in the next class in detail. Okay, I will assign 4 people for these 4 points. So you do a proper research, and in the next class you will present me the PPT based on this single points that will be allocated to you. So the first one we have is DSS. Okay, DSS stands for Decision Support System. So these basically are knowledge based systems. They are also called as knowledge based systems. So they are going to again help you to have your day to day decision making or to carry out your day to day operations. So you can see the examples that are given are inventory and point of sale systems. So if you talk about inventory or point of sales, what are the day-to-day decisions that you would take here? Deciding whether you need to have more stock or the stock is already and you do not need to order any more inventory. Or if you talk about point of sales, then you will say uh, in the database, are all the products updated properly? I hope you recall what is point of sales, where a person comes at the billing counter and the billing is done. So to carry out these day-to-day small activities, you have a system called as DSS. Next we have is EIS, which stands for Executive Information System. So this kind of a system basically helps you for the management support system. That is the senior authority or the senior people of the particular organization or that particular business. It is going to help them to make a decision. Okay, so these are those people who will want access to all kind of information because they are they are the main authority there, and basically whatever is running within the organization, any kind of a business it is, so they will definitely require all kind of details, right, starting from the very least important person in that organization to the most important person, and how the data is flowing, what is the how the accounts maintained. So here, these people will also require a decision to make decisions based on the data that is external to that particular organization. Like some data is coming from some other business, and that data is getting affected, or that data will try to affect your business. So such kind of decisions that the system that helps you to make is called as EIS. So if you talk about a healthcare system and you talk about a pharmacy, so these both are related, but they are both not within the same organization. They can, one can be internal, one can be the external. So again, they both are dependent here. So the data of one particular sector will affect the other sector there. Then we have the third one, which is about digital dashboards. So you must have seen now when you access certain websites, you get to see the dashboard as the first page there. So what is this dashboard or digital dashboards? In short, when you have a look at the digital dashboards, all the data that is related to that particular organization, say the profit, sales, loss, marketing, research, anything, it could be anything. So all that data you'll be able to see in just one single graphical picture there. So basically, digital dashboards are visual representations. So the data could come from database, it could be from web services, or say again external data, third party platforms. So anything and everything that is related to that business can be viewed in a single picture there. So you can have a look here at this image. One example of a digital dashboard is shown. So at the top you have headings there, that is return on assets, return on equity, debit equity ratio, right? And you are able to see bar graphs, line graphs. So just by looking at this, based on the kind of the business, you will get an overview of the data flow. So again, these digital dashboards are another evolving technology for BI. So initially, since the data was also not digital, everything was stored in the manual form. We did not have digital dashboards. But now with use and say the lot of increase in the use of technology and digital equipments, there is lot of data that is being generated, and whatever data is needed for any organization or the business will always be stored. So you, instead of trying to go through the data manually and trying to predict, if this you have a software, you're just able to input the data there, the right data, you will be able to make decisions based on these systems which will help you. That is EIS, you have digital dashboards, you have DSS, you have MIS. Next one we have is the MIS, that is Management Information System. So basically, this MIS will have all the data right from when the organization was started and up till the current phase. So all this data will always be stored in the system there. So basically, whenever we try to capture the data, so that will be called as data warehouse. So now MIS is one such thing wherein which will help the organizations to analyze from the period this organization came into existence up till now. How has the performance been? Has there actually been any, I mean, very much like very good profit over these years, or we are still in the same? How are we sustaining in the market? Since the data is stored always, it is going to help, like it will act like a data which is there as a history there. So everything can be viewed. So now I want four. If you voluntary on your own, it's well and good. I need four people. You can even take partners. So I want you all to come up with a little more depth about these four topics. Okay. DSS, EIS, digital dashboards, and MIS. So you will voluntarily tell me, or should I choose people and partners? Anybody interested to present? There is no compulsion that you need to have 10 slides, 5 slides. How much ever research you do and how much ever you can present and enlighten with this knowledge, it will be good. Dia, roll number 615.
Yes, ma'am.
Out of these four, choose anyone on which you will
Ma'am,
present.
first.
First one,
Yes.
DSS, no? Okay. If you want, you can take a partner also.
Okay, ma'am.
Bhargav, 614. On which section you will give the presentation?
Dashboards.
Dashboards. Okay. If you can also take a partner, and in the next session you'll give the presentation. We need two more now. Mayuri Patil. Mayuri Patil. She was there in the meeting. As soon as I took the name, I guess she left the meeting. Sandhya Pawar.
Yes, ma'am.
You have only two things left now. You have EIS and MIS. Which one you want?
Ma'am, am I?
MIS. Sure, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Last one. Anyone else is interested, or I only have to choose? Rohan,
Yes, ma'am.
you'll do an EIS?
Yes, ma'am.
Executive Information System. The
Okay, ma'am.
third one. Second one.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm. So you people take time. I guess Monday at least we do not have class, right? So Wednesday, your class is on Wednesday. Tomorrow it's okay. You don't present. One day you can take 2 to 3 days. You should not escape. I'm repeating that you people have. If you do not want to present it, you still have to present it. There is no option. So slowly, as the unit proceeds, the subject proceeds, I'm going to do this for rest of the class. So all those who have got a chance now, in the next session they will not be chosen again. The other people have to do, and the marks will be allocated. So don't be in the assumption that since online classes are going on, you will be passed. So last time also you faced problems. You were not able to give internal sometimes the answers you could not submit on time, and assignments. So this will be treated as marks. Marks will be allotted for this particular presentation. So all of you have to give whenever I allocate. So make sure that in the Wednesday's class, all of you try to present based on these 4 topics. And if you want any partners, you can take partners, but both of them should speak. It's not like only one person does the PPT and the other will speak. Both of you have to speak up, and even others can question if they want. Now coming to the next one, talking about the two terms. DW stands for data warehouse and BI stands for business intelligence. Now the what is the thing here is, can we say that the data warehouse and BI both are same? This is the question here. So when we say data warehouse, we are talking about the backend where the data is stored. So you can imagine it to be like a big database, a data warehouse. So then what is BI? Why we say that these both are not same, but they are similar. BI, you can consider it to be the front end in the sense the section wherein which is presentable to the user. So all the data that is there in the database, everything is not displayed to the user, everything is not accessed by the user there. BI is trying to fetch or filter only that part of the data which is needed by the user, or say which is needed by that business. So one important thing here is BI will try to convert that data which is there in the database into some useful information, or try to convert it in a format which can be presented by the user in an understandable way. So we cannot say that data warehouse and BI both are same, but nonetheless, when we talk about big data, these terms are used interchangeably. They are used like they both have the same meaning. But in reality, we need to understand that they both have a huge difference. So data warehouse is the back end and BI is the front end here. Now, next thing is, now everything, the technology that is growing, all the data is existing in the digital form. So then, how can we say that, or where all you can say that this BI can be used? At what levels and in what depth can you use BI? Everywhere, if in general it is to be put, everywhere the BI is going to be used. As low as and how the data increases, the technology goes on progressing, BI will be used at all the levels. So you can say that data is too much. Lot of data is there, so much of data is there that technology is not able to manage it. We need to progress in the technology, that is we need to make the technology better if we want to handle so much of a data. Okay, so you can see the first one there. There is too much data but too little insight, meaning data is too much, data is increasing, the velocity of the data, the volume of the data is continuously growing up, but then we are not able to manage the data. We are able to manage only a little part of the data. Okay, even by the organizations or a particular business also, lot of data will be there but only a little part is managed. Why this happens is most of the time the data that exists is not stored properly. It is, you say that it is just dumped. Just imagine like a book. You have 10 books and all the notes are just written in one single book only. All the 10 subject notes are written in a single book. So the moment you want to study it, it's going to be difficult to access that data. Data is there, lot of data is there, but you do not know where which data is existing. So the data are existing separately like this. In the businesses also, the data are not stored properly, meaning they are existing separately. In, say they have created around 100 databases. Instead of this, they can go for creating just 10 databases, reduce the number of tables, and try to break it down to the atomic level. Then next one, we have business intelligence has been there in the boardroom for long. So there is a need to expand business intelligence from boardroom to the front lines. So the meaning of this is, again data is existing in the businesses, and when we talk about the boardrooms, it means that basically there the conversations that happen, the chats that happen, the mails that are there, these all are in the part of the unstructured and the semi-structured data. So if we feel that BI should be implemented even at those levels, important thing is to convert this unstructured and semi-structured data to the structured data, because once it comes in a structured format, working on that becomes easy. Whatever presentations are given in the boardroom, all that data is again unstructured data. So if you try to convert it, try to extract only what is needed from that presentation, try to store it in a structured format, working on that with the help of BI becomes more easy. And the last one, structured and unstructured data need to converge. So the meaning of this is, structured, we know that data exists in the form of rows and columns. Basically, they have a schema. But unstructured data do not stick to any kind of a model there. So if you want BI to help you to make decisions for your business, or if you want BI to support your business in making the right decision, an important thing is to we should be able to have the structured and the unstructured data come together. That is, we must try to again convert that unstructured data that is existing, try to convert it and get it nearer to the structured data. Only then will these two be able to work properly, and BI will be able to handle these both the data properly and help us in decision making. So most of the data that is available is always stored in unstructured format, and unstructured data, or the data that is stored in huge terms or in huge databases, or rather I say in huge sizes. Okay, so that data, lots of data is there, but the problem is in understanding which is important, how to access and how to filter it out. So if you try to convert it in a structured format in the forms of rows and columns like structured data, a better decision making system would be generated and the businesses would flourish again. Now with this, have a look at this diagram here, the picture. Okay, it is not like BI will only be there to predict your future, or your future in the sense predict the future of the business. When I say BI, it doesn't only mean analyzing and talking about the future of the business. BI has all had the capacity even to analyze your past data, to analyze the present business data that is going on, and based on the past and the present, it is capable of predicting the future. So if we talk about the past, what questions could the BI look for, the technology look for? What had happened, like in the business, what has happened, or why did it happen? If at all you have a product, the mobile phones, for the Nokia company especially, the sales suddenly dipped off. Okay, because and it was not like that time people didn't want mobile phones. Rather, the market was looking for lot many mobile phones, a good brand mobile phone and a better quality mobile phone at a particular price. But then their sales suddenly went down. So what happened? They did not. What the question is? What happened then? Because the company did not update. The company was still sticking to their old ways of the software in that mobile. They did not come up with Android. And in the market, people were looking for Android operating system, which was affordable for the common man. No doubt you also had iPhone, the iOS software. But if you talk about the mass, the general public, most of them would prefer a low budget smartphone. Okay. So then these questions in the past, looking at the businesses in the past, if the BI tries to ask the questions, it will be what happened and why did it happen? Why happened? Because they did not upgrade. Analyzing the present is what is happening currently in the business, whether the business is sustaining in the market. If not, then why is it not able to sustain in the market? Which means, again, the business, especially if, what you say, if you talk about the smartphones now, you have n number of varieties, but why only a particular brand is preferred? So the companies can think, no, why our particular brand is not being preferred? Why is such a thing going on? So if you talk again of our example of the restaurant and looking in the present scenario, what is happening? Can you tell? Currently, the restaurants you can say are only capable of generating the profit for those people who are placing the order online. The definitely sales is not in such a good term as it was before lockdown. So why is it happening? Is because of the lockdown. So you need to think of some innovative ideas in which, in a way in which your business can flourish again. So that is BI will help you to do. Next thing is predicting the future. So if you talk about again the restaurant, so you can say that if you have to flourish, the innovative idea would be to have more number of branches. If at all one branch is doing good, thinking of more number of branches to be put up. So if you think of that again, you should also have a clear picture of the resources because you need again investment for that. You'll have to have a good investor for that. So BI is capable of answering all questions related to past, present, and the future of a business. So with this, I will end the session here. You can drop in your attendance